Get inspired to transform your outdoor space for summer with these Dollar Tree hacks. The Talented Creators collaboration is hosted by DIY with Aria, Loli D's Creations, and guest host Craft Away with May and co-host Z9 Designs. The theme is summer, and one DIY needs to be a birdhouse, so we'll get to that in a little bit. First, we're going to start with this sign from Dollar Tree and Fusion Paint and Ingle Nook. I trimmed around the inside edge of the sign and then painted the rest of it. I did leave the outside frame as is. Then used IOD's typesetter stamps, and I stamped out the words decks, docks, and flip-flops. I just used a lid from a plastic container I had to be my mount because I couldn't find it at the time, so I'm just inking it up with black ink from Hobby Lobby. I decided to do flip-flops at the bottom first, so then I could decide exactly where I wanted the other words. I then went ahead with the decks and docks. On a side note, you can see where this wood was engraved with the fresh flowers. I think if you used some chalk paint, it would fill in those cracks a little bit more. And then I used IOD's apothecary stamps for and. They're much smaller letters, and I didn't need a big word there. Then I used what I had on hand, which was a coffee cup holder and the strap to a mask, actually, and I made a flip-flop. I tried to find a flip-flop at Dollar Tree and Dollar General and just couldn't find anything, so I made my own, and the colors worked fine. Here I'm using some clear stamps that I got from Dollar Tree. This is going to be a summer pillow. I did put some cardboard inside the pillow that I made out of drop cloth. I just hot glued 3 sides of it, flipped it inside out, and then now I'm going to use these stamps and stamp on a pattern. Once I went across with the pattern, I started to go down so that I could kind of space things out evenly, and then I just started filling in the blank spaces. Now that everything is stamped, I'm going to remove the cardboard from the inside and stuff it with some polyfill. I glued that third side closed, and we have a finished pillow. One required item for this playlist was a birdhouse. I'm using this wood birdhouse from Dollar Tree, this tart tin that I thrifted, and some metal chain that I had on hand. So first I'm going to be staining the birdhouse with some Waverly antique wax. Next, I found an old candle laying around the house, and I'm going to be going over all the edges around the birdhouse. Now, across the front, I did get a little careless and was not very careful with the way that I applied it, and I will regret that later. Now I'm going to be applying some fusion paint, and this beautiful green color is a great spring or summer color. I'm going to be painting the birdhouse on all sides. Once the birdhouse is dry, I did make a little hole in the bottom of it, and I'm screwing in this eye hook. I'm going to set that aside and work on the other part. So I painted the little tin and these chains with some Waverly chalk paint in ink. I opened up a link at both ends of all the chains so that I could hang it through a little hole that I made in the tin with the hammer and nail, and then I used the other part to hang from the eye hook. And now I'm just taking my finger sander and I'm sanding around all those edges of the birdhouse and of course across that front. You'll see what happens in just a minute. One day you're here, saying what I wanna hear. The next you disappear. Because I wasn't very careful the way I applied the wax, it just looks very streaky. But it's not a lost cause. I'm going to leave it as it is and we'll continue on. Now I'm going to remove the clip off the back of one of these chalkboard tags. And here again, I'm going to be using those apothecary stamps, and I'm stamping the word home with that white ink again. And using a little bit of hot glue, I'll hot glue that and cover up the butterfly cutout. I added some birdseed to the top and the tray at the bottom, and I think this turned out very cute. You could also add a plant or some faux flowers to the wood part. And this project is from Dollar General. I got this home sign vase thing from Dollar General, and although I do love the green, I'm going to make it to fit a little bit better in my house. So I'm going to paint over that green with black chalk paint or ink chalk paint by Waverly. Now I'm using one of my oyster shells, and I'm using some triple thick to paint inside or on the inside of the shell to make it shiny. If you're not located on the coast, I can see this being a little bit confusing, but oysters and shells and shellfish are sustenance, they are life, they are a way of life. So down here in Louisiana, oyster art is a big thing. One day you're here, saying what I wanna hear. The next you disappear, so grateful for these lovely ladies that are hosting our playlist today. Be sure and check out their channels in the description box, along with the talented creators on the playlist. Here's another video for you. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share the chic. Bye now.